All right, hello everyone, and welcome! Welcome to Evolve Yourself TV. This is the greatest place to be on the planet. How's everyone doing tonight? Ignorant, hey, good to see you, friend. How are you doing? My trusty mod, they're from day one, man. Spamming the emotes like no one else. Yeah, what's new with you, dude? Can tell you a little bit about myself. Today I taught 2 really good chess classes. I had to lay down the line. These kids are getting out of control. They're getting a little crazy. First group was a bunch of 5th grade advanced students, and they were all wanting to punch me in the face a lot, So I had to lay down the law. And then the second group was a bunch of younger students. Well, not super young, but like 7 through 10. And yeah, they were wanting to brawl a little bit. So I had to lay down the law there too. And that's how it goes in teaching these days. You have to be an asshole. You have to be an asshole if you're gonna be a good teacher. That's the way it is. That's just the way it is. If you want to be a good teacher, you gotta be an asshole. Hey, Aristotle, man, good to see you, buddy. How you doing? Welcome in. Thank you so much for the raid. Much appreciated. Namaste, buddy. And thank you so much for the follows. Let's see. We have all sorts of follows. Everyone who's following, thank you so much. Okay, let's see. You say, teach me to be an asshole. Okay, I'm very good. I'm from Chicago, so I'm very good at being an asshole. You got to do stuff like go away from your own nature, live according to someone else's nature. Like basically find someone who's an asshole and then just mimic everything they do. But anyways, let's go. And then thank you so much, Chow3 Nick for the follow as well. Much appreciated. Both of you, I appreciate you. We were just hanging out in Aristotle's chat, and it was always a good time. It's always a blast in Aristotle's chat. Those of you who don't know Aristotle, he is a philosophy streamer on Twitch. See, I have a lowly master's degree in philosophy. This guy's got the full-fledged PhD. He's no joke, This guy's no joke. While I'm sitting there, doing my 2-year program, he's in there for 5 years, fighting it out, right? He's doing his dissertation, now he's a college professor. So, he's got more to say on ethics than anyone I know. So definitely, check him out, drop him a follow. How you doing, man? I know it's weird though. It's weird to say how you're doing. I literally just talked to you and asked you how you're doing. And now you're in my stream and I'm like, how are you doing? That's kind of a fucked up thing, right? But that's what streamers do. I don't know why that's the case. And then we got Noger here. Hello, friend. Good to see you. Let's give a big shout out to Noger as well. Hold on. We got to give a big shout out to Noger as well. And there we go. Now we got some shout outs in. That's how we roll with that. How do you start a conversation as an ass? Well, in Chicago, we get very aggressive. That's kind of like how we do it. We're a different kind of aggressive than New York City, though. Like Noger will tell you about NYC aggression as opposed to Chicago aggression. NYC aggression is more. I feel like it's more like talking shit and talking a big game. In Chicago, I don't know. We talk a little bit, but you know what they say. It's the dog that doesn't bark loud that you got to worry about, right? It's the dog that doesn't bark too loud, right? That's the silent dog that. That's kind of how we are in Chicago, right? People will be friendly and whatnot, but then, if there's a little bit of shit, we might get murdered. We might all get murdered. We have the most shootings or murders of any U.S. city, not percentage wise, but of total per any U.S. city. Okay. Anyways, Cosmic Carly's here. Hello, welcome in. We got everyone going on here. Let's see. Real quick. Let me see. Aristotle, you say you've been busy, academic bullshit, but lots of good stuff. Like a girl you've been dating and bean burritos. Hold on. Are you gonna really mention the girl you've been dating and bean burritos as like on par? No. The girl you've been dating is way better than bean burritos, man. Well, I don't know. Maybe for me at least, right? Like, what about for you? Like, would you give up bean burritos for this girl? Would you give it up? I don't know. I mean, these are serious questions. Yeah, she's first. Okay, there you go. Because if not, I was gonna have to show her the stream and be like, hey, I'm sorry, but your boyfriend Eris, my buddy, he prefers bean burritos over you, and that would not be a pleasant conversation to have, right? That would not be pleasant. So I'm glad you're sticking to your guns. But anyways, where were we at here? So Cosmic Carly is a streamer here on Twitch. She is an awesome streamer, and she's got a little one. She's got a little baby, and I had the pleasure of hanging out in her stream the other day. It was real relaxing, real cool. It was actually her birthday stream, so check her out and drop her a follow. Let me give Cosmic Carly Hey Cosmic, you want to actually just give yourself a shout out? you're a mod now, right? You can do that. Or if someone could give out Sparkalicious is here. Give Sparkalicious a shout out. She's another amazing human being. She's one of those people that basically has gone all in on self improvement, all in on like trying to resurrect her life. You know, she was having some issues in the past, and now she's completely gone. She's completely done a 180, and she streams sound healing, sound baths, you know, in the ASMR category, right? I can't go to the ASMR category because I'm a loud motherfucker, right? You know, I'm loud. I'm from Chicago. This is how we do it in Chicago. We're loud and we're fucking hostile. But then we go within to the place of peace and oneness, to that place of pure love and joy. And we remember who we truly are. Not the Chicago shit, right? The Chicago shit is more of a phenomenal world sensation, right? It's all you know, sensory experience. Philosopher Immanuel Kant, right, drew the distinction between the phenomenal and the noumenal realms. End of the Enlightenment, right? A phenomenal world is the world of sensory experience, as opposed to the noumenal realm, which is the world of things in and of themselves. And I just went a little blurry, and my OCD is kicking in, so I'm going to fix this real quick. Let's see. Bam, bam. All right. But yeah, anyways, yeah, Chicago style, like this on-air persona, all this stuff, right? This is more phenomenal world stuff. It's not my true essence, which I believe is pure love and oneness and joy, right? And we go within, right? We go within to access that. And that's something that we've forgotten in Western culture. Everyone's always looking externally. Oh, if we go externally, then we'll be happy, right? If we can just get that fourth car, right? Then we'll be happy, that fourth Tesla. Or if we can just get that, I have a friend that owns 9 houses, right? He's like, if I can just get that 9th house, then I'll finally be happy. No, it doesn't work like that, man. It doesn't work like that. And women, you know, it doesn't work like that, right? All those things. I mean, what they do is here's your bar, right? Here's your standard bar, right? If you go out and you get something, right? You get some materialistic thing that you don't need. It temporarily raises your happiness and raises your joy, right? But now you're here, and now you need something even greater to push you up even higher. So you got to go out and get the next big thing and, like, you know, work 70 hours a week, you know, and then you make X amount of dollars, and then you're able to go here. And then you get some temporary joy, and then, you know, you just keep doing that, and then you just get a little bit more and more and more, and that doesn't lead to fulfilling long-term happiness. We're taught by Western marketing, we're taught by people who have a vested interest in it, that everything we need to be happy is always external. It's always going to be an external thing. But then why is it the fucking case that the happiest I've ever been in my goddamn life is when I sit in meditation? Something seems off there. So you're telling me that I need to go out externally and search for something to make me happy, but then when I sit in meditation in a state of pure bliss and oneness, I'm the happiest I've ever fucking been? Are you kidding me? Like, no, here's the reason. You can't sell me that. You can't sell me that because you can't make any money off it. If I want a Super Bowl commercial to come on and be like, hey, guess what? All the shit that they're trying to sell you, it's all bullshit. Go within to the state of pure love and oneness within you via meditation, via internal energy arts such as Qigong, yoga, Kumnaye, Tai Chi, all that stuff, and then actually feel that perfect bliss inside of you, and then you'll realize, oh yeah, all that other stuff was bullshit, right? Now, I'm not saying, if you're starving to death, if you're like some kid in Africa who's got like a mosquito walking on your eyeball every day, and you eat 1 grain of rice a day, that it's going to be, a fulfilling, easy existence. I'm not even sure if it's possible, right? But if you're assuming your basic needs are met, and you can go within to that state of pure love and joy, and then you remember who you are, and then none of that other shit even matters. All right. Anyways, let's get back to chat. I just went on. I was just being super loquacious there. Let's see what we got going on here. All right. Okay, we're talking about being asked. Child three Nick, you say yes. It's a bizarre world we're in. Not very Taoist. Speaking of Taoism, right here. The Lao Tzu's masterpiece, the Tao Te Ching. We do one reading, one verse every stream. We're on verse, I don't know, like 35 or something like that. We'll be doing this later. And there's a lot of wisdom. There's a lot of wisdom in Lao Tzu's philosophy, right? So yeah. I mean, it's definitely not very Taoist, right? I mean, the Taoism is all about the paradoxical nature of reality, right? And how we can actually, by letting go of things, we can accumulate more, right? That's like the most a different concept from what we're taught from Western marketing and Western culture than anything, right? All right. Anyways, Aristotle, you say Noger, you say well, if you're an ass, farting is basically what you can do. Yeah, exactly, right? If we're all going to be asses, then we just fart. Then we just fart, right? And in response to the earlier statement. All right. Is there an absolute aggression? Is there an absolute aggression? And that's a good question. I wouldn't say there's an absolute. I mean, there have been times in my life where I've had boundless rage. I've been so rageful that I couldn't have been any more rageful, right? But like, that it always subsides. It might be like it's a temporary thing, right? It's a temporary thing, and it lasts a little while and then passes, like most other things in the world. A Child 3 Nick, you say you don't know about Chicago, but everyone you've met from Philly is like a caricature of the most supremely over-the-top aggressive mad people you've ever met. Yeah, right? I mean, there's a lot of mad people in the world, and that's why my primary focus on here is always meditation. When I first started streaming, I was doing philosophy. It was all philosophy streaming. When I first started coming on here, I was like, you know what? I'm going to bring philosophy to the world, right? And when I went to grad school, my areas of specialties were metaphysics, philosophy of mind, and philosophy of science. Those are the 3 areas that I really, really loved and that I was really drawn to. And I was doing that, and I was able to engage with a lot of people and help a lot of people. But then I started introducing guided meditations. And then, because I've been teaching guided meditations for the last over 15 years. And then also, I'm a chess instructor in real life. So I play chess on here and do chess lessons and things like that. But anyways, I've toned down a little bit from the philosophy, because I feel like there's a lot of good philosophy streamers out there right now. We have Noger, who just read his 420th academic journal article, philosophical journal article on stream last night, which is crazy, right? He's bringing philosophy to the masses on Twitch. Like, who does that, man? What an awesome dude. Right? And then we got Aristotle. Like, we have some great philosophy streamers out there, but not many people are doing meditations on Twitch. There's me, and then there's Zwar, and Zwar is just, he's playing them up, and he's a good dude, and he's doing meditations, he's bringing it to the world. But like, I feel like I derive more benefit these days from meditation, so I've been going that route. And chess is fun, and it's great, and it's instructive, and you can learn a lot, but it doesn't take you to that state of perfect love and joy and peace within you, right? It's not like you're going to win a chess game and be like, hey, I feel perfect oneness with all of creation now. No, you're going to win a chess game and you're going to be like, fuck yeah! I just won that chess game. I feel great. I just mauled that tournament. It's I would say it's more in line. It might be more in line with the ego, right? Okay. Anyways. Let's see. Aristotle, you say New York City aggression you feel like is harsh indifference and immediate harsh correction if you step out of line. That's a good way of putting it. I mean, we'd really have to ask Noger to get the best understanding of it. But yeah, harsh indifference and harsh correction if you get on. I think harsh indifference. there is that level of indifference, but there's also people are quick to anger. People are very quick to anger in NYC. That's my conclusion. In Chicago, people are pretty laid back, but if you cross someone, like, you're going to face the consequences. People will call you out. So LA is very passive aggressive. When you go to LA, like, everyone's like, they'll say stuff under their breath. It's very passive aggressive. Here, in Chicago, it's not that way. We're very blunt. We're very honest. We're very blunt. And if you fucking do something wrong, we're gonna call you out on that shit, right? Cosmic Harley, you say, you're my neighbor. Oh, I don't know who you're referring to. Are you referring to me, or are you referring to Noger in NYC? I'm in Chicago. Yeah, I forget where you're at. Where you're out of. Sparkalicious, you're saying, yeah, it was very hostile. Was walking there and it was brutal. Chicago can be hostile. You got to know your way around. You got to know, like, what. First of all, there's some areas you never want to go to unless you're a heroin addict and you need to go to pick up some heroin, right? And by the way, I don't recommend heroin. I've actually lost a lot of friends, in all seriousness, from heroin. Those of you who don't know, almost all the heroin in the U.S. comes up from Mexico into Chicago, and then Chicago is the distribution hub and sends it all around to the rest of the country, right? So a lot of my friends back in the day got addicted to heroin. Some of them died. Some of them ended up in jail. Some of them ended up, just basically completely losing their shit. Some of them got it back together, right? So yeah, basically Chicago's a rough place. But yeah, you pretty much don't want. There's certain areas that you just don't go to, right? In fact, yeah, I had a friend driving to the city, years ago to pick up heroin, and he's just some white dude, right? He drives in, and the cop pulls him over, and he's like, you're here to pick up dope, and he's like, what? Why would you think that? He's like, because you're the only white guy in this entire area, and that's the only reason why white people come here, right? And it was true, though. It was absolutely true. He was there to pick up dope, right? So, there's certain, and, if you're not there to pick up dope, you're going to get fucked with, things are going to happen. Bad things are going to happen. He actually, and there's only certain places you can go to pick up dope you'll get protected. See, they want you to come in so you can keep bringing money, right? But once he was going to pick up dope and he accidentally walked down the wrong street, and a dude just had a sock full of like rocks or bricks or something, I don't know, and just smacked him in the head and just knocked him back and almost knocked him unconscious, right? So it's you got to know where you're going if you're going to pick up dope. But I would recommend don't even use heroin. All right. Anyways, yeah, that's what's going on with that. Cosmic Carl, you say, oh, thank you. Well, yeah, absolutely. You're an awesome person. I appreciate you. And JT Farms, my channel shaman. JT Farms is a fire poet like me. We're both huge into poetry. We're huge into the poetry scene. That's where actually we met. We met doing a poetry collab. I feel like I went out of focus again. My OCD's kicking in, so let's do this and this. Oh yeah, look at that crystal clear face. This is a Chicago style mug. This is how we look in Chicago, right? But anyways, yeah. So JT Farms and I have been good friends for quite some time. She's from Cali. She's from Cali. I don't know if I don't know if she's eaten watermelon pizza, but she doesn't know what pizza is. Chicago people know about pizza. New York City people think they know about pizza, but they don't know what the hell pizza is. And then, someone brought it to my attention that Detroit people know about pizza, and that might be the case. Who knows? It's left to be determined. All right. Where else are we at now here? So Sparkalicious is hanging out. Yeah, Sparkalicious. We're gonna get to meditation soon. I know that's like the big draw for you, but right now we're just shooting the shit. We're just talking. Child 3 Nick, you say, as a Zen master would say, all dharmas are non-dharmas. Ooh, I love it. Exactly, right? And that's so Taoist. That's so Taoist. It's so Eastern in thought, right? And we don't have that. We don't have that in our Western culture, right? In our Western culture, it's just more. You need more money. You need more status. You need more cars, you need more houses, it's like, oh, I have $1 billion. You only have $1 billion, that's not enough. You need 10 billion, and then you'll finally be happy, right? And that's just how it goes. Sparkalicious, exactly. You say, no, stop looking outside of yourself for happiness. It's all within. And the funniest thing about the whole situation is that by looking outside, by looking externally for happiness, it implies that you don't already have happiness within, right? If you were perfectly content and fulfilled within, you wouldn't have to go out into the external world looking for happiness, right? Because you would have it. You'd just be sitting there like, hey, I feel perfect. Everything is perfect. I feel great. Now, like, and the only thing that can make me feel better is sharing how much love and happiness I have with the people around me, right? You wouldn't be going out there buying, like, every single product that Western marketing is trying to sell you, right? All right, we got Man on Fire here. I can tell by all the emotes. Man on Fire. How you doing tonight, man? How's it going? He's also a man of many names. I'm not going to give away your names today. I don't know if I think I gave him away last time. Some of you might recognize him if I give him away his names, but you might know this guy. He's a good guy. He's a good guy. No song requests. No, we're not doing song requests right now. All right. Where else are we at? If you have two faces, that's what people see. Yeah, if you have two faces, people, then people will see that, right? There's a lot of people that they put on different acts, and it's okay to put on different acts for different people. Like, you're not going to talk to your grandmother the same way you're going to talk to, like, I don't know, your best friend, right? There's differences, right? But at the same time, you have to know context. You have to know context, right? When you're applying for a job, right? You're gonna talk differently to the person you're applying for a job with than if you were, like, drunk at a bar, right? But you shouldn't be drunk at a bar anyway, most likely, because it's probably not going to be good for you. Vipers, you say, if you sit in meditation in your state of pure bliss and oneness, in your warm first world country apartment with abundant food. See that, and that's a good point. See, okay, a lot of people, yes, and you bring up a very, very good point. A lot of people say, well, wait a minute, Agni, wait a minute, hold on, my OCD is kicking. Let me fix the camera again. This is getting intense. My OCD's been kicking in a lot today. All right. So a lot of people say, well, wait a minute. Just if you sit in that state of perfect love, then how can you help those around you? But my philosophy, my metaphysics holds that if you're in that state of perfect love and oneness, that's the only time you can truly help other people. And let me say that again, because this is a salient point. If you're in that state of perfect love and oneness, that is the only time you can truly help another individual. And what I mean by that is, if you're connected to the divine, okay, well, we have to back up a little bit so I can give you a few of my metaphysical assumptions about the nature of reality, right? So I believe that my foundational nature is pure love. And I believe that every other human being's foundational nature that's ever existed, their foundational nature is pure love, right? So I believe that when we connect with that pure love within ourselves, then we have more compassion and empathy, and we feel more kind and loving towards all other people. Because if my foundational nature is identical to your foundational nature, then all I'd want to do is help you, right? I would want to do nothing but help you, right? That's just the way it goes, right? Because by helping you, I'd be helping myself, right? So basically I would never advocate just like, sitting in a place, and just doing nothing to help others. That doesn't make any sense. If I thought about that for a while. I was like, I'm going to just go be a Buddhist monk on the top of a mountain somewhere, right? I'm just going to move off to Thailand, right? And I visited Thailand. I was like, seriously considering this. I was like, you know what? Enough of westernized culture. I've had enough. I'm just going to go go live in some Buddhist monastery, be a monk, and just kind of chill up there. But then I was like, I can't help a ton of people if I'm doing that. I mean, sure, it's going to be peaceful and I'll be in a state of bliss all the time, but that's not the way I want to be. That's not how I am, right? I want to be able to, engage with the masses and be able to spread this love and light to them. And so, by the way, if you're in a state of perfect love and oneness, then you can connect with the people around you in that state. You can bypass the ego, which is what causes all the problems between human interactions. You can bypass all that, and you can connect with that love and joy within others, right? And that's what it's all about at the end of the day. It's about being kind and loving to the people around you. Okay, anyways, let's see. Vipers, you say, and I think you're demeaning the universe by reducing its fundamental nature to some projected monkey feels. I don't think so. Right? It's like, why do you think the universe even exists? What's your evidence to say that the universe exists? Like, I mean, when you wake up from a dream, it feels real to you, right? That's why we think it exists, right? That's why we think the universe exists, because it's like we're born in it, right? Where we live our days in it, in this spatial temporal realm, right? And, if I bang my head into a wall, it's going to hurt, right? There's all these, if I look at them in a mirror, I'm going to see this body image reflected back at me. There's all these things to make it seem like it exists, right? But, when you're dreaming, assuming you're not lucid dreaming, when you're dreaming, you could have like a pirate land on your head and turn into like, a building, and like, you could be magically transported, like 20 feet underground into like some chamber with like, Medusa, like trying to like show you your hair. But it would all seem natural. It would all seem real, right? It would all seem just as real as this universe does, right? And if that really is your justification for believing that the universe is actually an X out there, and not just some kind of projection or some ego device to keep us like imprisoned or whatever, well then that's fine. That's fine. Everyone's free to choose their own beliefs. But I'm just saying, like, the justification, the foundational metaphysical justification for why some people choose to believe X and some people choose to believe Y is not very different at the core, right? I mean, just because in your waking, dreams could be reality. What if the dream state is the reality, and this is not reality? We don't know that. Now, going back to what Aristotle was saying earlier, and this is something that I always articulate in my chat because it's super important. We must live as if the universe exists. I don't believe the universe exists from the context of eternity, from all of creation, from the biggest picture possible. So you're gonna have to basically like completely wipe your mind for a second and just completely get rid of all preconceived notions, go within to that state of pure love, and then look at things from the biggest picture perspective, right? If you go there, the universe, my view is that the universe doesn't exist, because that's what I feel. That's what's real. That's what's real to me in that state, right? So from that perspective, the universe doesn't exist. I don't believe it exists. I believe the whole spatio-temporal construct is just an illusion. It's just illusion. It's like a magician's sleight of hand. It's like, hey, let's live as if we can move around and there's space and time and all these things. But here's the thing. It's crucial that we live as if it exists, just like Aristotle was saying. You have to live as if it exists, right? Because if not, then people around you are going to suffer. So you do things like feed the hungry, right? Help people have clothing, help people, find affordable housing, help people, not hurt one another, right? If someone attacks you, you put them in jail. But my philosophy is that, let's say someone attacks you, you put them in jail, right? You can still feel feelings of love and compassion and kindness to that part of them that is oneness, that part of them that is identical to that part of you. And that right there is the key. That's the key difference, right? I'm not saying that people shouldn't be held responsible for their actions. Of course they should. I'm not saying that you shouldn't go out and devote your life to helping the poor. Of course you should. You should try to help everyone around you. You should try to be a positive influence in people's lives around you. But what I am saying, what I am articulating, is that it doesn't exist from a metaphysical standpoint. From our standpoint, from the context of this world and this universe, of course it exists. But if you go to the highest level, if you're looking at things from a God's eye view, from let's say human beings don't even exist. If you're looking at things from the cosmos, right, looking down at these piddly little earth figurines or whatever the hell is on Earth, right? It's just arbitrary boundaries and divisions upon things, right? According to what has utility, right? And that's a big philosophy of science concept, right? And metaphysics concept. We divide things by what has utility, not necessarily by what is true, right? There's certain statements are obviously true, right? If I say all bachelors are unmarried, right? That's a true statement, right? We know that's true, right? But then there's other things. All right, okay. Anyways, I've been neglecting chat. Let's go back to chat. All right, where are we at here? Aristotle, you say a oneness commercial would have been way more useful than those bullshit Jesus ones. There you go, man. There you go, Aris. I agree, man. If you were just like, hey, you know what? We're all one. We're all part of the same thing here. We should try to love one another and be kind to one another. And then you just ended at that. Happy Super Bowl. Like, why does no one ever fucking make those commercials? Oh, yeah, that's right, because you can't make money off of it. And, you know, somewhere along the line, people got greedy, right? Okay, anyways, Sparkalicious, you say cults are completely different from just meditating your damn self. That's very true. That's another good point. Yeah, that's a very, very good point. Child 3 Nick, you recommend the book Road to Heaven by your buddy Bill Porter, Red Pine, to see how far humans can push this. Yeah, I mean, by the way, is this world sustainable? You know, is this all sustainable? I don't know. I don't know if it's sustainable. Things are getting kind of crazy, right? We're messing up the climate, right? All right. Noger, you say New York City people are willing to engage with you. If you fuck with them, expect a response. All right, yeah, okay. All right. I have a hard time. I feel like we need to get a bunch of NYC people and a bunch of Chicago people. And I mean, I'm not talking about like people that live on the outskirts. I mean like real Chicago people, real NYC people, and bring them together in a room. And we should compare and contrast the differences and similarities. There's a lot of similarities. I mean, by the way, those of you who don't know, the reason they call Chicago the second city is because they literally used to be the second biggest city in the U.S. Right? It was the second city, right? And there's still a lot of that mentality, right? That like, hey, you know, other than, you know, there's New York City and there's us, right? Those are the only two cities that even mean a goddamn thing, right? That's kind of that mentality that existed for quite some time. But it would be nice to bring people from NYC together and kind of have them engage in something. Child 3 Nick, you say when you combine West Coast passive aggressiveness with Canadian passive aggressiveness, Vancouver, Canada takes it to a whole nother. Yeah, right, exactly. Like I don't even want to start with that. By the way, something interesting. My buddy Andy I'm friends with the keyboardist of Winds and Age of Silence. These are two like amazing metal bands out of Norway. He's from Norway. These are two amazing metal bands out of Norway. And this guy, he's currently living in Vancouver, and he's got so I don't know if you know many people from Norway. They're very rough people, right? By the way, this guy and I play chess, right? That's how we're friends. But this guy's got a very rough and tough personality. Like the guys from Norway, they're fucking serious. They're hardcore. They don't fuck around. Like they're ready to throw down like at any second, right? Probably even more so than NYC and Chicago people. People from Norway don't mess around. They're ready to like drag you out into the forest and murder you. So you got to be careful. And he's a damn good chess player. Let me tell you that. Yeah, he's on my level. The quicker the time controls, he can beat me in quick time controls. In slower games, I'm better than him. All right, where else are we at here? Child 3 Nick, you say you thought about doing it but didn't really see the point. You did a tea meditation stream once. You think one person watched. Yeah, I mean, meditation streams it's tough to get a draw, right? But at the same time, I'm not here to get like, you know, 1 million viewers. I'm just here to promote love and kindness and to give people the tools such that when their boss is screaming in their face at work, they can just sit there and be like, oh, okay, cool. You know, that's interesting. I appreciate your opinion, right? Because like, it's not going to do you any good to like lose your cool and lose your cool and kindness when like your boss is screaming at you, right? You know, it happens. You know, people attack people all the time verbally, right? And you know, if you're going to lose your cool and then get in an ego battle with them, it's not going to make anything better. But if you're just calm and like listening and saying, oh, interesting, that's an interesting thing you have to say, and then you just logically like, you know, articulate your point of view, right? That's like a much better way of responding, and that's what I teach in here. I teach how to do that kind of stuff. All right. Aristotle, you say, how's your tourney training? Yeah, it's getting intense, man. I mean, the Chicago Open's in a few months. I'm practicing up for the Chicago Open. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it this year. I'm starting to have doubts. Things have gotten super, super busy lately with me, and it's a problem. I really want to compete. This is typically the biggest chess tournament in the Midwest every year, and I've played 3 times. I tied for second once, I tied for third once, and I tied for fourth once. And then I went to grad school for philosophy. But yeah, I want to compete again. I don't know if it's going to be this year or next year. I was definitely making progress. I had a chess coach for the first time in my life, and I was definitely moving forward. And then all of a sudden, I've been sick the last week. Things have gotten super crazy busy. So we'll see. We'll see how it goes. You say, Aristotle, just compete. It doesn't matter how well you do. Give them hell. I mean, maybe, man, maybe. And you know, it would cost it's around $200. It's around $200 to do it. And then I'd have to reinstate my my USCF membership, which would probably be another 100. So it would cost me about 300. But the thing is, I don't like doing things half-assed. If you're gonna compete in a tournament as big as the Chicago Open, I mean, there's thousands of people that compete in that tournament, right? So like, if you want to be on your game, you don't want to be fucking around, you don't want to be messing around, you don't want to be going there and just wasting your time. I'd have to take a little time off work too. It's just, I don't know. I'm on the fence right now. I'm on the fence. Let's see. Manify, you say, are you crazy? Agni should just stay home and bake a pizza. No, that's definitely not what I'll be doing. If I don't compete this year, I'll probably go at least one day and hang out. It's a 3 to 4 day tournament depending on what division you join. All right. Let's see. Child 3 Nick, you say it's not really LA so much as the whole West Coast. Yeah, people aren't as aggressive on the West Coast, I feel like. I mean, I'm sure there's areas where people are super, super aggressive, but there's a lot of passive aggressiveness on the West Coast. A lot of snarky comments. Like, let's put it that way. So I made, okay. I have a family friend who was the #1 tax attorney in like America in like the 70s and 80s, right? This is a family friend of mine, right? And so this guy was like fucking loaded. He spent his whole life finding ways for billionaires not to pay taxes. It was ridiculous, right? It's completely absurd. It shows how broken our system is. But anyways, this guy's a family friend, right? So and his daughter, by the way, she's a huge Hollywood producer, and her husband's a Hollywood producer as well. I don't want to give away names, but let's just say she's like pretty much every single reality show you've seen has throughout many different networks has had her name on it somewhere. All right. So we're in a restaurant with me, her husband, my family friend, and then I'm with my dad's there too, and we're sitting there. We're at this like ridiculously posh like LA restaurant, one of those where like you can't get in unless you know someone, right? And we're just sitting there, right? And this server comes up, and he asks the family friend, hey Steven, what would you like, what would you like, and he tells him what he likes, and he's like, what kind of sauce, would you like with that? And he tells me, and the server's like, oh, good choice, right? Like that, very like, very flatteringly, like, very trying to basically kiss his ass. And then he comes over to me and he's like, and sir, what would you like? And I said that the type of noodles I wanted or whatever, and the type of meal I wanted. And he's like, and what sauce would you like? And I was in the fucking mood for an Alfredo sauce, all right? So like, so fucking what? It's like, it doesn't matter. It's like, I was in the mood for Alfredo. That's literally what I wanted to consume at that point. That's what I had a taste for. So I was like, Alfredo. And he just kind of scoffs. He goes, like that. And he's like, and then as he's walking away, he says, not the best choice. It's like, dude, what the fuck is that? You're my fucking server, man. You're my fucking server. You're really going to scoff at my choice of sauces? You're going to scoff at me? Like, if the situation was different, like if this was Chicago style, he would have gotten punched in the face. You don't do that in Chicago. You're going to get punched in the face. Servers know better. But I'm with my dad. I'm with my dad and like family friends and everything. It was ridiculous. It was fucking ridiculous. Like, you're going to scoff at my choice of sauce? Like, come on. Like, what, you're so distinguished and high class, and he's a fucking server. It's not like he's the owner of the restaurant. He's the fucking server. He's there to serve me, not scoff at my choices. All right, I feel like I got blurry again. My OCD is kicking in. Let's get it back. There we go. Okay, now I'm nice and clear again. Yeah, right, exactly. No, we're not the best choice. Yeah, like, what the fuck is that? What the fuck is that, right? Chow, you say a good service. Yeah, it clearly wasn't the best choice. Dude, that's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Then why is it on the fucking menu? Exactly. He was giving me shit about my taste. My predicate's a personal taste, dude. This is literally a matter of personal taste. I wanted Alfredo sauce. That's what I was in the mood for. And then he's gonna scoff because in his opinion, you're not supposed to get Alfredo sauce with the type of noodle. I don't even remember what kind of noodle I had, but with whatever type of noodle I had, it didn't pair correctly or something like that. It's like, come on, man. Come on, dude. You're really gonna scoff at me? I was pissed. I was pretty pissed, but I'm a meditation guy. I let it go. And by the way, here's another interesting thing. So I was sitting with these famous Hollywood producers, right? The family friend's daughter and her husband, right? He works for Showtime. She's worked all over. She did all the reality stuff for NBC. She did all the reality shows. She was in charge of like choosing all the reality shows for Fox for a while, for all that stuff, right? Anyways, they were super stressed. They found out that I was a meditation instructor, and they were super impressed actually. And then he was coming to Chicago, and he's like, "Hey, can I get your contact information? I'd like to do some meditation with you." And I was like, "Sure." So he came in for some kind of he was shooting some film out in Chicago, and he was gonna come on by and he was gonna come on by and do some meditation, but at the last minute there was some like major fucking incident down on the set, so he had to like stick around there. But yeah, it was crazy. I almost had this like famous Hollywood producer in my goddamn condo like meditating with me here. That would have been a cool stream though, right? I would be like, "Hey, this guy right here is a famous famous producer. Like he's done all these shows you know about. Like let's meditate with him, right?" Ciao, Nick. Yeah, I'm a meditation guy, so I decked him with oneness. I love it. So funny. And Man on Fire, you say yuck Alfredo sauce, no class. Yeah, right. I got no class because I wanted some Alfredo sauce. That was an interesting night though, just to say the least, right? Vipers, you say Belfast aggression is more kind of boom, where are my legs? Yeah, there's some serious shit in Belfast, right? Oh God, this is good though. We got a good chat going tonight. Everything's going well. Let's see. Anything else noteworthy to say? Or should we just hop into some chess? Maybe it's time to hop into some chess. I'm a chess instructor, IRL. I literally teach chess for a living. So if anyone's interested in chess, you'll learn something. You'll definitely learn something. I got a bunch of people that have told me they've learned a shit ton from my chess lessons. I actually had a yoga streamer on here recently. She was actually one of the best yoga streamers on Twitch. She's had to take a break, but she said she'll be back. Evelyn Yoga. Let me give a big shout out to Evelyn Yoga, actually. Yeah, check her out if you're into yoga. Drop her a follow. She's a super kind human being. She was on here. She wanted a chess lesson from me, so I came out here and did that. All right, let's see. Child 3 Nick, you say you've seen a lot of multi-decade martial artists who espouse calmness, oneness, but are actually still total assholes. Yeah, no, that's why I try to be real on stream. Right? So okay, there's a lot of different faces and a lot of different masks. Like people in the holistic community like to put on. The most common is they like to talk like this. They like to talk like this and be like this and say, "All right, let's all be calm and loving." And it's like, okay, yeah, that's fine during the fucking meditation, but that's not how life is, man. That's not how life is. And you know what? If you talk like that, a lot of people are going to be turned off. A lot of people are going to be like, "Dude, who the fuck is this guy? I don't relate to him at all." I want to connect with the people out there who are out there beating people's asses and then bring them back and say, "Hey, you know what? Instead of beating that dude's ass, you can come here and you can come to a state of perfect love and oneness and you can meditate with me." And I've done that before. I've met plenty of people who are very, very aggressive because I have very aggressive tendencies, right? So I've met plenty of people who are very aggressive, and I've taught them self-control, and I've taught them ways to, how to go inside and be kind and loving to themselves and love themselves, and then they can share that with the world around them, right? That's how it goes, right? So that's my opinion, at least. All right, Man on Fire, you say, fettuccine is most commonly served with Alfredo and is widely loved classic dish served in Italian restaurants. It's a wide, flat pasta. It sounds like you're reading a Wikipedia article, man, or like a Chat GPT. Yeah, dude, this is like Chat GPT. I think you're getting your info from Chat GPT now. You got to watch out for this guy. I was trying to pair Alfredo with something other than fettuccine, right? It wasn't a fettuccine dish. And the server was pissed. He was pissed. He genuinely thought he was like a better human being than me because because I had a taste for Alfredo sauce. Like, what a fucking prick, right? Okay. All right, where else are we at here? Man on Fire, you say, all others, you're a barbaric monster with no class. Dude, yeah, right, man. Taglietti. Taglietto. I don't even know what the fuck that is, man. But it sounds like a type of pasta. All right. Child Nick, you say soon AI will analyze all my pasta. Yeah, exactly. It's like they're gonna be I'm gonna go to a restaurant and they're gonna be like, okay, you're gonna eat this, you're gonna eat this dish, and I'm gonna be like, no, that's not what I have a taste for. And they're like, well, it doesn't matter, your tastes no longer matter. We're gonna just give you the objectively true, correct pairing, right? It's crazy, right? Cosmic Carly, you say clearly over it. Yeah, right. And Manify, you say you're a bit offended too. He should have called the police on you, honestly. Should have called the... Oh, yeah. That's going to happen. Cosmic Carly, you say, I personally like doing whatever I want, like Alfredo with penne, because I want the sauce to squish out when I nom it. Yeah, exactly, right? Eat whatever you want. Like, some of the best meals ever have been discovered by accident. You just take things, like I'll go in my kitchen and I'll just take like a bunch of random stuff. I'll mix it all together, and I can just tell you just know what's going to taste good together, right? And it might not look pretty. It might not like be the prettiest looking meal on the planet, but if it tastes good, if it's satiating and healthy, then that's the way to go. Who cares like what some I don't know, some server in LA is his opinion, right? Did you apologize to the waiter and told him from your Chicago and didn't know better? No, but I will say this. After we got done eating, the next night, this is cool because of the connections there. I got to sit in the Ricketts booth in LA. So the Ricketts are the family that owns the Chicago Cubs. Those of you who aren't from Chicago or don't know baseball, the Ricketts own the Chicago Cubs. So I got to meet Todd and Tom Ricketts. It was pretty wild, right? I'm meeting these like billionaires, right? And then they had a bunch of Chicago celebrities there. Kerry Wood was there. Belushi was there. Who else was there? Bill Murray. Bill Murray was there, right? There were a lot of Cub fans. I got pictures. I got some pictures somewhere around here. I'll bring them out next stream if you remind me. But yeah, I got pictures. It was great. I got to meet all these Chicago celebrities, and we're sitting in the Ricketts box. But my dad's friend, the tax attorney, has he's the most abrasive motherfucker you're ever going to meet on the planet, right? He's terrible with first impressions, but he's also like really funny sometimes, right? So here's what he did. We walk in, and Tom Ricketts is sitting there just this is in his booth, right? In his skybox, right? At Dodgers Park, right? He's sitting there. And Herstick walks in, and by the way, he's a big dude. He's like 6'6", 6'7". My family friend, right? He's like 6'6", 6'7". He walks in, and he looks over and he sees Tom Ricketts. And now, those of you who don't know about Tom Ricketts, he's very right wing and has some very he has some very polemical political views, all right? Some very polemical political views, especially from in Chicago. Chicago's very, very left wing, right? So if you're like a Trump supporter, or you're a right wing guy, like, I mean, it can get rough for you in Chicago. It can get rough of you, right? But anyway, so he walks in, he sees Tom Ricketts, and he immediately walks up. He's never met him before, right? We're with what's the dude from Godfather 2? Montaigne, Joe Montaigne, right? That was one of his good buddies, right? One of my family friends' good buddies, right? So we're with Montaigne. He's the one that actually got us into the event. So we're with him. My family friend walks up to him and shakes his hand. He says, Tom, and he shakes his hand, right? And and the first words out of his mouth, I wish I could recall it exactly, but it was something along the lines of this. Now I know you have some batshit crazy political views, but don't worry. I still like you. He's like, don't worry, you have some batshit political views, but I still like you. He's like, even if you were Hitler, I would still like you. No, the devil. He said, even if you were the devil, I would still like you. That's what he said. That was it. He's like, don't. And Tom Ricketts was like, what the fuck? This guy just walks into my skybox. I'm a fucking billionaire. This guy just walks into my skybox. I have no idea who this crazy looking dude is. He's like, tall dude, huge dude. Like, who is this guy, right? And he just is calling my political views batshit crazy, and then is saying, don't worry, I'll still like you even if you're the devil. Like that, it was intense. My dad and I immediately just turned and walked the other way. it was insane. It was insane, right? That's not normal behavior. That is not normal behavior. We immediately walked the other way, and then we're like, what the fuck did he just say? Are you serious? It was crazy. It was crazy. Like the tension was there, but then he was talking with Ricketts for like about 5 or 10 minutes, and somehow he kind of smoothed things over. But it was like the worst first impression I've ever seen. He does this a lot. He called a federal judge a whore once. We walked into a restaurant, or I wasn't there actually. My father and him walked into a restaurant, and my dad was an attorney. The other guy was a tax attorney, the family friend, and they see these federal judges sitting there. This actually one federal judge and a bunch of attorneys sitting around her, right? And she's like the big dog there, they're all just kind of like, yeah, they're like her yes men, right? And he walks up to her and says something along the lines of hey, Judge so and so, blah blah blah, hey, you're a whore. We're all whores here. All attorneys are whores. And like the whole fucking goddamn table got quiet. The whole table got like deadpan silent. Everyone was just like pale as fuck. Like, who is this guy? Like, what the fuck? What did he just say? He just called a federal judge a fucking whore? Like, you can't do that, right? And then they were all perfectly silent. And then it was interesting. The federal judge started just laughing hysterically. She just like lost her shit and started laughing hysterically, like after like about like 5 seconds of stone cold silence. And then everyone around her, as soon as she started laughing, everyone around her started laughing. And then he was fine, right? But like, it was weird how no one laughed until they looked at her face and saw her laughing. I always thought that was an interesting thing. But yeah, it's like, dude, this guy's just walking in calling federal judge whores. Aristotle, you say, holy fuck, and Cosmic Card, that's the funniest shit ever. Yeah, right? I mean, if you're like, this guy has said the craziest shit, but by the way, this guy also pisses people off like all the time, right? He's really good at befriending like celebrities. He's had a lot of celebrity friends in his life. Like, who was it? Let's see, who are some of the big names? Steven Seagal. He was really good friends with Steven Seagal for a long time. And then basically him and Seagal had a big falling out. In fact, he lives in Thailand right now. My dad's friend, he lives in Thailand right now. He constructed an entire village. He bought a village, right, and built a huge wall around it with a Wrigley Field scoreboard, because he's like the biggest Cub fan you're ever going to meet. He's got this big Wrigley Field scoreboard and statues of some of the former Chicago Cubs players. I got pictures. I'll bring those up next stream too. I got to dig them out. If you remind me, I'll bring those out too. He's got pictures, like he made this huge giant baseball with a Cubs logo on it, right? He's got all these pictures. He built this huge compound in northern Thailand in the Chiang Rai district, and he built a guest house for Steven Seagal. Steven Seagal was gonna stay there whenever he came to Thailand. It was like this big deal, but then they had like some major falling out. My dad's friend, basically, he needs a lot of attention, right? This guy, he's not happy unless he's getting a lot of attention. So he's at this like dinner, and Seagal always walked around with like an entourage of like 6 to 8 people. Like there would be like an attorney, there would be like a couple translators, there would be all sorts of people, right? And my dad's friend was like pissed because he was talking to all those guys and not him. So he just got up and was like, you know what? Fuck you, Seagal. I'm done with you. I never want to see you again. Your fucking guest house is no longer your guest house. I'm converting it into something else. Never call me again, right? So he told Seagal to fuck off, right? It was pretty crazy, right? So you say Seagal gave Aikido a bad name? Maybe, right? I don't know anything about Aikido. I don't know much about Seagal, but that's what happened. Let's see. Man of Fire, you say, how old is this guy? You're talking about, he's old now. Now he's in his 70s. You're talking about my family friend. He's in his 70s now. But yeah. Let's see. Cosmic Carly, you say, that's the funniest shit ever, like Jada. Yeah. Yeah. And then you say, yeah, because celebrities want to be treated. Exactly. Celebrities don't like people that are kissing their ass, right? Everyone's going to kiss the ass of celebrities. Everyone's like, oh, you're so great, blah, blah. But when you call out celebrities, when you actually just treat them like everyone else, or just say something like, kind of abrasive to them, they're not used to that. Unless they have a crazy, crazy ego, they're typically going to be like, whoa, okay, who is this person? This person's treating me like a real human being, not just like I'm not just like a fan of theirs or whatever, right? Okay, Manafar, you say most celebrities want to Jeffrey Epstein Island. I would be surprised if he went there too. No, not most celebrities do. That's a very small percentage, man. That's a very small percentage. All right, we've been talking a lot. Child 3 Nick, you say, F the Ricketts. I work for a company that was owned by the elder. Conservative, anti-immigrant, gay billionaires. Yuck. Yeah, exactly, right? Exactly. All right. Okay. All right. Let's do some chess. We haven't done any chess, and I've been talking nonstop for 56 minutes. This is crazy. This is getting crazy. We got to get some chess in the action. How many of you out there are chess fans? We're gonna learn some stuff about chess right now. I like to make these lessons very instructive. So I will be going along and I'll be telling you all the ins and outs of chess. And we're gonna rock this chess roll. Then we'll be back to chat in just a minute. All right, so here we go. I hope you're all ready. This is Lee Chess, Anonymous Chess. I won 23 in a row the other day, but when I stream, I'm a million times worse when I stream, when I talk, when I play chess. All right, so we got this kind of line. I checked out this line in the book the other day. He's gonna take the pawn. All right, now we got to do this kind of idea, I believe. Yeah, this was actually, I thought the center pawn would be more valuable, but it actually isn't. So it's kind of neat that, I think it's because I can develop with tempo right here, right? And plus this bishop is pinning the pawn to the king, right? This pawn can't move. All right, so he's got this diagonal, right? That's what he's claiming is good. He's claiming that, I got that diagonal, so now it's good. I'm just going to castle. Look, I'm already castled. He's so far away from castling, it's crazy. It's absolutely crazy how far away from castling he is. Okay, all right, let's see. Where else are we at now? What piece do I want to get developed? Let's get a center pawn developed. Okay, so this is interesting. Typically, I would play d5, but because my dark square bishop is already outside of the pawn chain, I'm going to play d6. This keeps a nice strong structure right here. Notice his bishop is kind of biting at a rock, right? He can never take it because then I'll take. All right, let's see. So his light square bishop's terribly placed because it's blocking the movement of the d pawn. You never want to put your pieces there blocking the movement of that. Now he might go in for some cheap. No, I can't even do cheap tricks yet. All right, so let's see. Oops. What am I going to do here? I want to be a little aggressive. Let's get my rook. My rook is in line with the king. So this pawn is pinned, right? Okay, so now it's no longer pinned. He got out of the pin, so he's planning on castling this way most likely. All right, that's a pretty decent move on his part. All right, so I got to get my light square bishop developed. Where's a good square for it? I want to go after this bishop. I think this is a pretty good idea. By the way, bishops are typically a little bit more valuable than knights, especially in closed games. Or in open games. Knights can be more powerful in closed games. But it always depends on the position, like anything in chess. All right. Now I can get my light square bishop developed. Notice I'm hitting this pawn. He'll probably push. And then I just drop back. Okay. So he's attacking my bishop, which is fine. Oh, if I move my bishop, he's looking at this pawn. All right. So I need to come up with something a little bit clever. I might sack this pawn and go with something. What can I do here? What's a decent try? I could support it, but if I support it, he's got this idea. I could support it like this. Now this is a fucked up move, but I think I'm actually going to go for it in this instance. All right, this is a weird move because this pawn is now called a backwards pawn. Backwards pawns are a little bit weaker. All right, so I have this backwards pawn, but this is kind of a fucked up. He still has this push, in which case I just drop back, and then he could take here, and then I could either sack this pawn too and go for over here, or I could just, if he takes here, I could just after this. Okay, so he did. Now he's not going in for that. All right, this guy's playing pretty good. He's looking at hopping into this square, which would be a beautiful square. And I got to stop talking so much. I'm talking up a storm. All right. Let's see what to do here. I want to play this. Yeah. But then he's going to take with the knight. And then I lose my light square bishop. But I gain some good squares for my rook. All right, that's fine. I don't want to spend too much time. I don't like the idea of his knight hopping in here with the queen then taken. So we got take, and then he's got this push, and he can win this pawn, right? He can. Or maybe, you know what? I'm going to do something different. Yeah. All right, cool. This is cool. So now he's going to win this pawn, which is fine. I'm going to come back and then block it, and then try to push out, maybe. All right. Let's just defend everything. The bishop's kind of cool there, though, actually. Let's see. What else do I want to do? Is there anything better? All right, let's do this idea. We're going to throw a punch at the queen. He's going to have to retreat the queen. And then I'm going to have this open file. That's the thing. If you allow your opponent to take a pawn like that, you can snag the open file. All right, that's fine. So now he's got two pieces here. He's going after this pawn, which is not going to be super helpful for him, most likely. Let's just defend. He does have an active queen, but it's in danger of possibly getting trapped. We'll see. I'm looking at push. All right. That opens up. All right, let's... All right, I'm getting close to trapping his queen. Oh, no, he's got some squares. He's got some squares over there. All right, let's do this idea. I don't want to play this because of this, and then he's going to have three attackers here. Well, then I could always bring the bishop back. Yeah, all right, fine. He could hop in here, too. Yeah, there's a good chance I lose this game. My rating's like 300 points lower when I play on stream. I'm definitely not going to be winning 23 in a row, I'll tell you that much. All right, so let's see. I want to go in for this now. Attack the queen, gain some more control. All right, so he's officially retreated. We officially retreated with the queen. Now I want to gain some more control of this beautiful file. I'm looking at rook b2, making sure everyone can see this. There's been a couple times where I've been streaming and yeah, people couldn't even see what the hell was going on. Those are always interesting moments. All right, so he's looking to take, right? I don't want that. So what are we gonna do here? Could let's reroute the knight over here, I guess. But then it's kind of an offsides. That's the problem. Let's see, do I have any other good squares for the knight? I got this idea. No, I don't even, because he's got two attackers, right? I got two defenders. Maybe I should just take the knight. Yeah, we're just going to take. This is not looking pretty. It's not looking great right now, to be honest. Oh, he took there. I'm super happy. I am super fucking happy that he took there. All right, now I have the attack. Now I have some attacking ideas. All right, that was amazing. That was incredible. Yeah, I can't believe he didn't take with the queen. I can't believe he didn't take with the queen. All right, okay. So now we can, I'm going to push. This pawn is going to be fast. This is called a passed pawn because there's no pawns to stop it. So you want to try to get your pawns passed and fast. Fast and passed. That's what they say. Fast passed pawns. And by the way, I'm getting killed on the clock because I'm talking so much. All right. I'm going to have to shut up eventually. Yeah, right. That will happen. Everyone in chat's like, yeah. Oh, yeah, Agni's going to shut up. Yeah, that's really going to be happening sometime soon. Okay. So, yeah, that's a good move. So, I could block it up and then roll with this. I'm going to block it up. Yeah. And look at this bishop. This bishop's trash now. It's just biting a rock, right? It can't do much. This bishop is trash. He'd have to do stuff like this, you know, to get it active. All right, so he's just trying to get his queen a little more active. Let's get my rook. No, here we're pushing. We're not fucking around anymore. Yeah, we're pushing. This pawn. Go pawn. Go pawn. Woo! Let's see. Remember, those of you who don't know, if you get a pawn at the end of the board, you get a free piece back, a queen, a king, a queen, a knight, a bishop, or a rook. This pawn's going to be real quick. This is a major threat when pawns get this far down the board with no pawns that can stop them. If there was like a pawn here, obviously, you could stop this guy. All right, so he's trying to break this open, but I'm going to be too quick. Let's do it. Sure, yeah, do whatever you want over there, man. That's not going to help you. I'm on your rook. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? What you going to do? I got some major pressure on you. See if I do that. Yep. Major pressure. Look at this. Look at this. We got some serious pressure going now. Look at this, and look at this beautiful idea right here. Bam! Woo! Checking the king, forking the rook. If he takes, I promote with the queen. If he blocks, I take his queen. Actually, if he blocks, I could even promote to a queen. No, that wouldn't be as good. And that's going to be game. That's going to be game, and that's how you play chess. I tell you, these passed pawns are fast. They move up the board quickly. Look at that. Yeah, what's he going to do now? Let's see if he resigns. Now might be a good time to resign. A lot of times these guys just kind of let the clock tick down though. But that's how you play chess. That's how Aristotle, you say, wow, what a move. Yeah, right? There's some serious moves. And by the way, notice something else very important. Notice this right here. This is the file in which he took the pawn. Remember, I was okay with letting him have that pawn earlier because I knew that open files are super strong, right? If I could get the open file and gain control over it with my doubled rooks, then I was going to be able to have some major attacking chances because then you get your pieces in their territory, right? None of this would have been possible with doubling up my rooks here if I still had that pawn right here, right? It would have all been blocked up, right? But yeah, so this tactical idea is. Yeah, so this guy is just going to be a coward, I think, and let the clock run out. But that's fine. I don't care. I'll hang out with chat. I'm going to hang out with chat. Okay, let's see. Anyways, let's see what else is going on in chat. Whoa! We're having some interesting stuff. We're having some interesting stuff. I think everything's going intense. Hold on a second. There we go. Is that better? Window capture. Why did chat just go crazy? Did chat just go crazy? Hold on. I felt like I was in Inception. Like, what just happened there? Things are getting really weird right now. Okay, I guess this is what we got right now. This is what we got. All right, this looks better, right? Okay, the dude just resigned. I'm gonna work on fixing this stuff. Give me 1 second. Okay, yeah, White resigned. Okay, and I think we're back to normal. All right, we're back to normal. There we go. Whew. Things got really intense there, dude. I was wondering if I had actually eaten those 20 hits of acid that I had laying out on the couch the other day. You know, sometimes if you just have 20 hits of acid laying around and you can't find them, you're like, shit, did I eat those? This happens to me all the time. Like I can't keep track of my hits of acid. But anyways, yeah, Cosmic gets it, right? It's like, it's tough. It's tough to keep track of your drugs, right? I'm just kidding. I don't mess around with stuff. I'm a very sober guy, and I like to do that I like to promote sobriety. Unlike Man on Fire, who's always talking about eating edibles. Okay, and yeah, exactly. There's a clip right there, right on cue. I'm like, this guy's always talking about eating edibles, and then he posts the Whoa Edible Trip. Here's a cool piece of information about this guy. Okay, he is a VIP, so I'll give him that. He did work his way up from the trenches, and he finally became a VIP in my chat. But I will say this about the dude. I was in Zwar333 stream the other day, and Zwar's he's another meditation streamer, and he's into yoga, he's into metal, he's in like all sorts of things that I'm into, which is pretty cool, right? It's always cool when you meet someone who has like very diverse hobbies, and you happen to like, you know, align with them in a lot of ways. But anyways, he's in the guy's chat. All he's doing is talking about edibles. I disappear for 2 hours. I come back and he's still talking about edibles. Like, this guy he spends 90% of his communication talking about edibles. I mean, don't worry. Edibles are fine. I mean, like, you know, like 90% of my friends are probably on edibles right now. But like, dude, it's like, man, take it easy with the communication about edibles. And by the way, everyone joined my Discord. Aristotle, thank you so much for that clap, man. Yeah, dude, that was a cool game, dude. You got to witness a good game there, dude. I appreciate it. Oh, let's give another big shout out to Aristotle. Aristotle is an awesome philosophy streamer on Twitch. I feel like now that he's kind of taken, him and Noger have been taking the load of philosophy. I don't have to do as much philosophy because they do such an awesome job with it. Let me see, all right. Big shout out to Aristotle. Check him out. Drop him a follow. He's a college professor. He's also a really good dude. He's also into metal, which is also cool, you know. And above all, he's also like a caring human being. He wants to help people, so that's like the most important thing. I mean, at the end of the day, even if you're like a complete idiot, if you're trying to help people, like I feel like I'm gonna have your back. But he's like a legit, awesome, not idiot, and he's trying to help people. So he's got both of those things going for him. All right, so everyone check him out. And by the way, yeah, thanks again for the raid earlier, Eris, man. That was super, super kind of you, man. I appreciate that. Let's see. Don't get cocky, Agni. They could pull off a miracle. Also remember humble beginnings. Yeah, in chess, though, the thing with chess, though, there are some positions where you can just calculate out the mate, right? There are some situations where you know it's going to be mate. So that's just how that goes. All right, so I always come out here. I'm full of energy. I'm full of excitement. I bring it because I want to give it to you. I want to give that love and kindness and joy to you. And then I teach that you can slow down and go within to the place of perfect love and oneness that is within you at all times. So find a comfortable seated position. You can sit on the floor in lotus pose. You can sit cross-legged. Or you can sit in a chair. The main thing is to find a position that is comfortable for you. And then gently close your eyes And take a few slow, deep breaths on your own. I have a Buddhist chant that I play that has a chime that rings every 2 seconds. And you can use it to help regulate your breath count. So take a few more slow, deep breaths on your own while maintaining good posture. Inhale through your nose, gently raising your belly. Exhale through your mouth, gently lowering your belly. Breathe in through your nose, slowly raising your abdomen. Breathe out through your mouth, slowly lowering your abdomen. Stay focused on your breath. Inhale, raising your belly. Exhale, lowering your belly. Breathe in, raising your abdomen. Breathe out, lowering your abdomen. Keep your attention on your breath count. Inhale. Exhale. Breathe in. Breathe out. Your breath calms your body, and your body calms your mind. Be mindful of your breath count. Visualize yourself sitting on the tallest mountain peak. Watching the clouds float through the sky beneath you. Two clouds float together and merge into one. And one cloud stretches apart, dividing into two. These clouds float through the sky before disappearing over the horizon. These clouds are like your thoughts. Thoughts come into being and exist for a while in conscious awareness before disappearing from your mind. That is the nature of human thought. Inhale. Exhale, releasing all that does not serve you well. Breathe in. Breathe out, releasing all that is of no benefit to you. Be mindful of your breathing. When thoughts arise in your mind, visualize them as clouds floating through the sky before disappearing over the horizon, and return your focus to your breath count. essence is love. Your love is manifested as light. Your purpose is to shine your light on others. Awakening the inner light within them. So they may remember their own internal love. And the light that is manifested from it. And they will shine their lights on all whom they encounter. Excluding not a single soul from their love. Inhale. Exhale, releasing all that does not serve you well. Breathe in. Breathe out, releasing all ego which obscures your third eye sight. Stay true to your breathing. When thoughts arise in your mind, picture them as clouds moving through the sky before disappearing from your mind. And return your focus to your breath count.
Inhale. Exhale, releasing all that is of no benefit to you. Breathe in. Breathe out, letting go of all ego which hinders your evolution. Keep your focus on your breath. On your next breath, travel down beneath the level of conscious awareness. Go to the region of your heart chakra. Feel the love emanating from this location. And the warmth which surrounds your love. Experience the perfect peace residing here. And the overwhelming joy which accompanies it. In this place, you realize your perfect monism. And oneness replaces all perceptual thinking. Categories and concepts disappear here. Boundaries and divisions cannot enter this place. Separation of any kind is impossible in this location. and fear of any kind is not welcome. In this holy nexus of absolute perfection, you reside. Experiencing the eternal frequency of love. Identifying with that love. And flowing eternally from the source of all creation. Inhale. Exhale, releasing all that does not serve you well. Breathe in. Breathe out, releasing all ego which blocks your third eye vision. Be mindful of your breath count. When thoughts arise in your mind, visualize them as clouds floating through the sky before disappearing from your mind. And return your awareness to your regular breath count. Slow down your breathing. Slow down your breath. In stillness are all things answered. Slow down your breathing. And slow down your breath. On your next breath, travel down again beneath the level of consciousness. All the way down to where your essence burns the brightest. The locus of your being. The gateway of creation. In this place, only perfect monism exists. In this location, the only substance is love. Identify with this love. And all fear disappears. Focus on the center point. Noticing any sensations you may feel here. Stay focused on this place of perfect oneness. And when you're ready, travel through. I'll see you on the other side. Here, in this place of perfect oneness, you remember your true identity. At your center point, you recall how you came to be. Here, at your center, you remember your divine purpose. To awaken the awareness of love's presence in all those whom you encounter. Until the whole world wakes up from this dream of separation. And remembers that we are one, always. Inhale. Exhale, releasing all that is of no benefit to you. Breathe in. Breathe out, allowing perfect joy to flood through your body. Inhale. Exhale, releasing all that would tell you that you're not worthy of this perfect joy. Breathe in. Breathe out, releasing all fear and worry from your mind. Gently open your eyes and return to this worldly form, bringing with you the peace from this meditation throughout the remainder of your day. Namaste. Thank you so much for sharing this sacred space with me. I am honored and humbled to be here with you as your meditation guide. I sincerely hope that you each feel more peaceful and relaxed, that you feel more joyful and loving, and that you feel more centered and grounded than you did prior to the meditation. And most importantly, I hope you're able to take this love that you experienced during the meditation with you out into the external world and give it to all those whom you encounter, so that they may remember who they truly are, so that they may remember that they are pure love and joy, and share it with all those who they encounter. And that's how we change the world. We go to the foundational problem and we resolve it. We're not here to rearrange deck chairs on the Titanic. We're here to go to the actual cause of human suffering and resolve it. Namaste. All right. How was that for everyone? Let's see. That was a 38-minute meditation, which is great. That's an excellent amount of time for a meditation. A little bit longer than we've been doing lately, but that's perfect. That felt very powerful to me. I could feel the strong energy in the chat. So thank you so much for being here with me. JT, you enjoyed the meditation. Wonderful. I'm glad you got something out of this. It's always a pleasure to have you here in these meditations, experiencing them and deriving benefit from them. And Man on Fire, you feel super now. Wonderful. I'm glad. I'm really glad you're feeling good, man. You're a good dude. You really are. You turned out to be a wonderful human being and a friend of mine, man. There's a reason you're a VIP now. And it's nice to have you around. Thank you. You're the most active member of my Discord, too. How awesome is that, man? You're always posting stuff. Those of you who don't know, here, join my Discord and check out Man on Fire's awesome artwork. Discord. Here's how you can join it. He paints minis. He paints Warhammer figurines and all sorts of stuff. He's really talented. He's a good dude. So check it out. Join it up, and you will not be disappointed. I guarantee that. I guarantee you will not be disappointed. One other important thing I wanted to mention. So one of my really good friends, in fact, I'm going to play a little piece from a song that he mixed right now. It's beautiful, I think. Can you all hear that? How does that volume sound for everyone? I hope you can all hear it. He's a very talented musician, and his dog recently got sick, and he has over $12,000 of medical bills. The dog, it's crazy. The dog was on a ventilator, so it's been a rough time for him. But let me pause this. Anyways, it's been a rough time for him. He doesn't have a lot of money to begin with. So let me bring this up from Discord. Let's see. Philanthropy. All right, so here's his dog Brew. Brew's a really good dog, the most loving, kind dog around, and it's his only companion. And if you have some extra money, you can send it his way. Pretty amazing. He has already raised $8,594. How crazy is that? I mean, people have been pouring love and support his way. $8,594, and his goal is $12,026. Those were the initial medical bills, and then there's going to be some follow-up visits. But yeah, if you have some extra money and you want to donate, this is in the Discord under the philanthropy section. If not, I understand. If you're on social media, maybe share it around. Share the link on Discord with other people. Here, I'll grab that link for you right now. And we can post it in the chat. But I will say this: the dog has been recovering very well. It's back home now. Brew is back home with Casey, and he's doing much better. So it's pretty cool. Yeah, Brew's his only family that he's got living with him. It's his family. So he's been really distraught. But yeah, it's amazing how many people have come forth to support him. So yeah, we'll see it. JT, you say, how early is your procedure tomorrow to Man on Fire? I didn't know there was a procedure. Man on Fire, you say, Agony has an awesome shirt that looks like
the dude got inspiration from a last high trip. Oh, this is from Super Metroid. I don't know if you ever played any of the Metroid games. This is here. You can see it better this way. This is from Super Metroid. Yeah, I'm a big fan of the Metroid series, and that's where that's from. And Tin O Yud, good to see you, friend. It's great that you popped in, man. How's everything going with you? I hope everything's going well with you. Oh, you have a spinal procedure, man. On fire, man. I didn't know that. Oh, sorry to hear that, man. And Cosmic Harley, you were here earlier. You said I've never played or watched chess. That was fun. Well, I'm glad you got something out of it. Yeah. Man of Fire, you keep saying welcome raiders. I think you were trolling, right? I don't think anyone else raided, right? JT, did anyone else raid, or was he debating me? All right. Anyways, yeah. I guess that's where we're at. Trolling. That's what I figured. Okay. So we're gonna do more stuff. We're not closing up shop just yet. We got a lot of exciting things to do. Let's get some light on first. Gesundheit. Woo! All right. Yeah, I'm still getting over being sick, so that's part of the game, right? You sneeze a lot and you blow your nose a lot, but I've been trying to refrain from that on stream. Okay, everyone. Let's play one more game of chess. I've been feeling a little bit better every day. Yeah, a little bit better every day. Hey, Makawaka's here. Big shout out to Makawaka. How are you doing, friend? Good to see you, man. What's new with you? Makawaka does outdoor walking streams. Super nice dude. Drop him a follow if you get a chance. Check, or at least just check out his stream. He's just a nice guy. He comes by every now and then. He always has something good to say. That's what I like about Makawaka. He's always got something good to say, man. What's going on with you? We're gonna hop into a game of chess, and then we're gonna do a reading from the Tao Te Ching, and it's Lao Tzu's masterpiece. And then we're also going to do some chakra balancing and some Grimm's fairy tales. I don't know if you're into Grimm's fairy tales or not, but yeah, we're gonna do all that. So yeah. Let's see. All right, let's do some chess. Let's do it. All right, I've been talking. And this is Brew. You can donate to Brew if you want to donate to an animal that's sick. My buddy's dog has been sick. But we need to go back to chess for now. Okay, everyone can see this. We're in good shape. This is I just played an awesome game before the meditation, but now I'm all meditated out. I'm very zenned out. So we'll see if I can actually keep my cool. This is Queen's Pawn opening. Usually turns into Queen's Gambit sometimes. All right, this guy's playing an unorthodox opening, which is fine. Really, now, okay, this is a terrible way to start a game. This guy is either a really good play. No. No. All right, this guy doesn't know what he's doing. That's the theme. Oh man. And that's the thing when you play random opponents, sometimes you just get guys that don't know what they're doing, but that's fine. Yeah, these are basically the worst possible moves you can make. Because the beginning of the game is a fight. It's a fight for the center of the board. You want to control the center squares. You don't want to just sit there and like push your pawns. And now this guy is just what? Not going to move? Is that it? I think okay, now he's going to move. All right. I have two pieces attacking the pawn. He has one defender. And this is how it goes in chess, right? You just count up attackers and defenders a lot of times. He's just pushing this pawn. So my bishop is 3 points. The knight is a 5-point piece. So he just traded me $5 for $3, which is a terrible idea. This guy has no conception. Okay, I want to go in for the quick checkmate though. So that's the trick now. I want to see how quickly I can checkmate this guy. Well, that's not going to work. Let's do this first. Oh, I just dropped my knight. He didn't even see it. Oh my god. This is crazy. I'm playing so bad, but like he's playing even worse. That's funny. That is so funny. Okay, all right. That's the thing. When someone's playing this bad, it's pretty hard to stay focused. It's really, really hard to stay focused. All right, let's go in for this. So I'm looking at knight over. Okay. I have a checkmate in one threat right now. Let's see if he falls for it. Let's see if he knows how to defend checkmate. He needs to play like queen over here, here, or here. Knight here, then I just take and then come back and go for the checkmate threat again. Actually, I don't take. Knight here actually works. Sort of. No, this guy's busted. Check. He's only got one square. Check. He's got to take the knight with his with the bishop. Yeah, this is ridiculous. And I'm going to bring the rook here and pin the queen. Well, actually, no. First, I'm going to take here. Come on, man. This is your only move, dude. What are you doing? I guess he doesn't see it. I don't know. That's the problem with these anonymous games. Every once in a while, you get someone like this. Dude, this is... I might have to leave this game. This is that brutal. If he doesn't make a move in like 10 seconds, I'm just going to leave this. I'm not going to waste your time with this nonsense. Yeah, dude. Forget this. I'm not wasting my time. That was ridiculous. All right, let's got another game going on. Now we have another game going on. Okay. Let's try it again. Something might be wrong with Lee Chess right now. Everyone keeps disconnecting. I think maybe the server's down. This is really weird. Let's try it again. Oh, there we go. All right, we got a game. We got a game. We got a guy that at least knows the basics. All right, cool. All right, so I have 3 pawns in the center. This move is not exactly great. Yeah, this is not ideal. Let's develop the knight. Okay. Let's get the bishop to... bishop developed. Okay, let's push out. Be a little bit of a pest. It's got that square now. I'm lining up a bishop battery over here, but his knight is currently defending. But I have ideas of pushing out. So if I push out, then he just hops back. I have some interesting tactical ideas, though. I'm going to go in for this all-out attack. Why not? Well, hold on. I push out, he hops in here. And then if I take He takes. And then I'm not liking my position. All right. I guess I'm not going to do that. I'm going to castle castle queenside first. All right. So I'm looking at basically castling queenside and then starting to get these pawns rolling. This is very weakening. This is a weak structure. He's got some weak structures around his king. I'd love to be able to just bust through right here. He's probably going to get his bishop on this diagonal. All right. Which makes sense. If he takes here, then that opens up my rook on that. So that's kind of neat. But we're gonna go with this. I want to try to keep this keep the scope of his bishop blocked. If he takes, I take. I could take with a knight too, but okay, he does that. He's on the pawn. How much do I have to worry about this pawn? Is the question. Do I care about that pawn? Oh, I have a great move. Sort of. Yeah, I'll take a free bishop. All right. So now it's a matter of cleaning up. Sometimes you get ahead, you got to clean up a little bit. So let's throw this move in first. Notice I'm on the rook. Let's see how he responds. I want to get my knight in here, but I can't currently because he's got his knight and his queen there defending. I also could come here and damage his pawn structure. What other ideas do I have? These rooks aren't doing anything. I need to get these rooks active. All right, I'm going to do this. So yeah, that actually works. The idea is if he takes here, my rook will be in line with the queen. If he takes here, this pawn is going to be super weak. It's just going to have the rook defending. And then once this queen bishop battery becomes alive after this knight moves. All right, so he's going in for these trades. All right, that's great. He can't take here because of the pin. All right, now I have some serious pressure over here. This is getting very serious. All right, I got to make sure I do this right, though. Let's come on over here. How does he defend all of this? Or is this more accurate? I think this... Now this is in the center. This is better because look, my knight and my rook are converging here, and my knight and my queen are converging here. This is winning. This is a winning tactical idea. This is winning tactical chess. All right. All right. So he did a nice move. He threw that counter punch, which is actually a very strong idea, which I will be honest, I did not see, which is fine. Okay, so let's see. Where does my queen belong is the question. Let's bring the queen right here. This is a great square. I'm on the knight, and also I still have this major threat, right? And then if, like, let's say he moves the queen over, I win the rook. I mean, his whole position is crumbling. His whole position is completely crumbling. All right, so he goes in for that. All right, so now I could hop in here if I want. He can't take still, which is the interesting thing. So I can do, okay, I have a tactic. I come here, I'm attacking the queen. So he's got to move his queen somewhere, and then I'll have two pieces hitting this knight. This is called the discovered attack. My bishop's in line with the knight, and wherever I move my knight to, I'm going to have 2 pieces attacking her. Or maybe there's a better place to move my... I don't see a better place to move my knight to. So let's go on with this. And he left because it's winning. Yeah. And that's game. Yeah, that's a game. This was the winning idea. We can check out the analysis afterwards. But that's how it goes. Tino Yud. How do you pronounce? Oh, en passant. That's how we say it. Oh, en passant means in passing in English. That's what it means in English. And the idea is, here, I'll show you the idea. If you push, like let's say black had a pawn right here on this square right here. Oops. And then I pushed 2 squares. He could actually capture me like that, even though my pawn's here. It's a very weird situation. But he has to do it right on that move. He can't like push another piece and then on his next move do it. Or if like he has a black pawn here and I push 2 squares, he could take me like this. He could capture this pawn by going here. It's really weird. All right, cool. All right, that was pretty fun. That was a fun game. All right. Okay. Anyways, yeah. Hey, we're getting this weirdness again. We're getting this weirdness again. That's kind of cool. Okay, cool. All right. Anyways, time for Lao Tzu's masterpiece, the Tao Te Ching. The Tao Te Ching. Are you all ready for Lao Tzu's masterpiece? I hope you're all ready for this because it's important. It's important that we do this. Ignorance, ready? Yeah, dude. You're totally ready, man. Good to see you. Good to see you, man. What's going on with you anyway these days? All right. Let's see what verse we're on. We've been reading 1 verse of the 81 verses of this masterpiece each stream. Man on Fire, you say, gosh, all the mods are coming out. That's because you're here. That's because you're here. You know, when you're here, all the mods have to be here, man. Like, you never know what's going to happen when Man on Fire's here. All right. Okay, we are on verse 37. This is cool. All right, here we go. When the people are not overawed by what is awesome, then some awful visitation is about to descend upon them. Do not constrict their living space. Do not press down on their means of livelihood. It is because you do not press down on them that they will not weary of the burden. Hence, the sage knows himself, but does not display himself, treasures himself, but does not exalt himself. Hence, he discards the one and takes the other. Ooh, that's good. I like it. JT, what do you think of this one? Man on Fire, Ignorant. What do you all think of this? This is good stuff. Let's see. Let's do it again. When the people are not overawed by what is awesome, then some awful visitation is about to descend upon them. So he's basically saying, if something's awesome, you should be awed, right? Otherwise, there's going to be some awful visitation, some awful consequences to that action. Do not constrict their living space. Do not press down on their means of livelihood. So yeah, basically don't try to hold people down, absolutely. It is because you do not press down on them that they will not weary of the burden. So yeah, if you have like a micromanager at your work, like always pressing down, always beating down on you, right? You're gonna weary. You're gonna be tired. You're not gonna be a happy camper, right? You want people to give you some autonomy, right? You want to be a free man. You want to have autonomy, or a free woman. Hence, the sage knows himself, but does not display himself, treasures himself, but does not exalt himself. Hence, he discards the one and takes the other. Beautiful. Beautiful. All right, Lao Tzu, you're the man. Woo. All right, that was good. That was real good. All right. Let's see. Man of Fire saying, oh, by the way, a deer got in your face while you were getting your mail. It got in your face. Is it still in your face? Dude, how did it get in your face? Would it like bite a hole and then just like climb in, man? Like, what's up with that, dude? Don't let deers crawl in your face, man. Come on. I expect more than that, dude. Dude, Man of Fire, no wonder you're a man on fire. You got a goddamn deer living in your face. I don't like that shit, dude. You're gonna that's probably not healthy either, by the way. All right. Okay. We should call you Deer Face from now on, dude. Where are we at? Where are we at here? Oh yeah, we're gonna do some chakra balancing. Those of you who don't know, I was in a chakra balancing work group years ago, and we read from this book, The Sevenfold Journey, Reclaiming Mind, Body, and Spirit through the Chakras. We are currently working on Chakra 2, the water chakra. And we just do a little bit every stream, and we go from there. So I am going to fill my water, and I will be right back. Give me 1 second. What I was saying is, all right, I'm back. I made it. All right, we did it. By the way, Man on Fire, sorry about the surgery, man. I hope it goes well. I'll send positive healing energy your way, dude. I hope everything goes well. Should be over within an hour. It's a minor procedure, cut from the front near abdomen, remove bone on the bone disc replacement for artificial spinal disc. Ooh, that's rough, but I'm glad it's only a minor procedure, man. And within an hour, that's not bad. It could be a lot worse, right? But yeah, I'll definitely send healing energy your way. That sucks, man. Sorry to hear about that. Okay. So, this one requires a group ritual. All right, let's check this out. And we're going to evoke a deity. That's kind of cool. Agni is very big into invoking deities, just so you know. All right. One person can guide the group through all the sections, or different people might take different sections to lead. Cool. Materials needed. A cup of water for each participant. Does everyone have their cup of water? Everyone should have a cup of water. All right. A pitcher of water. Does everyone have a pitcher of water? All right. Live musicians or taped music. We got some live musicians here. Right here. Let's get this going. Turn it down a little bit, though. All right, we got some live music. Chakra balancing, metal style. All right, this isn't going to work. All right. Anyways, Anyways, um, JT, you say, do we want to evoke a goddess right now, though? Yeah, I don't know about it evoking. That could be a lot. Dan, if I say, if my nurse is a dude, you'll be furious. Like, what the fuck? I deserve a Victoria's Secret model nurse. Dude, that's ridiculous. All right, can we get back to chakra balancing? You're all distracting me. We have serious stuff going on. All right, creating sacred space. Join hands in a circle. Man on fire. Are you ready to hold my hand in a circle with JT? Me, you, and JT are going to be holding hands. All right. Join hands in a circle and then turn around to face the outside of the circle. One participant leads the group in grounding, sinking roots deep into the earth. I can be the one that sinks roots deep into the earth. I'm good at that. Continue from there with the following imagery. As you bring energy up into your body, bring it first into your chakra and imagine it glowing red and spinning. Oh, into your first chakra, bringing it into your first chakra. So that's the one at the base of your spine, the base where the Kundalini energy comes from, right? We want to bring that energy up from there. It cleans out the sphere of earth energy, balancing it as it spins. Then proceeds up through each chakra in turn. Imagine it glowing the appropriate color and spinning, balancing. When you get to the 7th chakra at the top of your head, the crown chakra, visualize the energy that you brought up through your chakras bursting open at the crown, opening you to connection with the universal energy that can enter through your crown and pour down through your chakras, mixing with the earth energy that came up from the roots in the earth. Sense the people on both sides of you. I'm looking at you too, looking at all you out there. And allow your hands to reach out enough for the backs of your hands to touch. Are our hands touching? I hope so. Visualize the energy circulating through each of you, moving out each hand and into the hands of the people on either side of you, creating a circular energy flow that moves around the circle and back into you again. When this energy circling around the circle feels strong and stable, bring your arms forward and then reach them slowly up, creating an arc that sweeps up towards the sky, where your upraised arms meet the hands on either side of you. This creates an energy sphere surrounding the entire circle. Okay, cool. Hold on. So basically, let's read that again because that's kind of cool. So we're sensing the people on both sides of you and allowing your hands to reach out enough for the backs of your hands to touch. So the backs of our hands, I guess, are touching, right? Visualize the energy circulating through each of you. So we have the energy, we're visualizing it circulating through each of us, right? And then it's moving out of each hand and into the hands of the people on either side of you. So the energy's coming from me into all of you, right? Where our energy's all circulating. Creating a circular energy flow that moves around the circle and back into you again. So it comes around and spins around and then back into you. When this energy circulating around the circle feels strong and stable, bring your arms forward, and then reach them slowly up, creating an arc that sweeps up towards the sky, where your upraised arms meet the hands on either side of you. Kind of like this, I think, because we're meeting the hands on either side of us. This creates an energy sphere surrounding the entire circle. So now we have this big-ass energy sphere surrounding the circle, right? Make sure your hands are up. Man of fire, are your hands up? Now each participant turns to face the inside of the circle, arms still raised with energy. Visualize your arms completing the top of the sphere as they come forward to reach towards the center of the group. All right, can you feel that? We got some energy going here. All right. Using music, The whole group moves freely through the ritual space, allowing their bodies to become each element, facing the appropriate directions. Well, we're not going to do the music because that was a little too much, but the movement of each element may be different for each participant. For example, one person moving as air may swoop their arms through space in large energetic movements, and imagine they are strong winds. So you got someone doing this kind of stuff, right? Another may tiptoe lightly with their arms and head sway gently. So another one's tiptoeing and like maybe doing this kind of thing. I don't really like that. That doesn't feel right. All right. For fire, the movements may reflect flames leaping and dancing wildly. Ooh, I like that one. Or they might be small sparks of energy flickering, or perhaps volcanoes erupting. All right. Water movements could be gently flowing like a stream, or the rhythmic in and out of the tides, or perhaps the dance of the rain falling. Earth may inspire large, slow, steady movements, or perhaps you might find yourself rolling on the ground or beating a heartbeat with your foot on the floor. That's intense. These are just some of the many possibilities. The dance will emerge from your own unique interpretations of each element. All right. JT's doing the tip top. That's what I want to hear. You want to do this in a dark, thick forest with a bonfire. Yes. Bonfires are the best. Everyone get out there and get into a bonfire ASAP. All right. So the music, let's see, air. No, we're not doing that. Okay. Now it's time to evoke a deity. Are you ready to evoke a deity? Each participant becomes the receptive, nurturant body of the goddess, fertile earth, ready to support growth and provide sustenance. Each then becomes the god in the form of the spirit of life, springing from within, sprouting, and growing into ripeness, maturity. Okay, so each participant becomes a receptive, nurturant body of the goddess. So we're all becoming the goddess, I guess. Are you all right with that, man on fire? Are you all right with that? Can you handle that, man, becoming the goddess? In my meditations on Monday night, we're all about invoking the goddess energy, the divine feminine, right? All right. And then working with energy, each participant dances their dance with the hips and pelvis leading the movements. Join with partners whenever, however, and for as long as you will. So you can join with partners, but you got to make sure your hips and pelvis are leading the movements. JT, are your hips and pelvis leading the movements? You're doing the toto in the thick forest with a bonfire. That's a lot. Okay. And, we're almost done. We're almost done with Chakra 2. Look, we just have some music. And then we have this. All right, so we're almost done. And I'm going to sing for all of you right now with my sick nasally throat. Let the water fall, let the water fall, let the water fall on the earth. Let the trees grow tall, let the water fall, let the greenery grow on the earth. I got to try that one more time. That was pretty bad. Let the water fall, let the water fall, let the water fall on the earth. Let the trees grow tall, let the water fall, let the greenery grow on the earth. All right, and there we go. There we go. Agni James is a professional singer now, so that's how we go. All right, last thing we're doing, and then we're done with this chakra. We can move on to Chakra 3. We've been stuck on this chopper for a long time. JT, you say clap, yeah. LOL, I know, right? I know, I'm a professional singer. All right. All right, ground. We have to do chant and communication. As the movement slows down and comes to a stop, all melt to the floor to rest in silence. So everyone's got to lay on the floor now. I'm even going to do this one because I never really accommodate you with floor laying. All right. Oh yeah, look at that. Woo! I'm laying on the floor. Laying on the floor. As the movement slows down and comes to a stop, all melt to the floor to rest in silence. All sing while each participant's cup is filled from a communal pitcher of water. Can you guys all hear me? Yeah, you can hear me, I think. And then see the waterfall song above, all right? Participants recreate the circle, arms around each other, acknowledge and release all that has been evoked, acknowledge the energy you raised and danced with, and send any excess back down into the earth, bringing the circle down with it. All right, so we got to send all the excess energy back down into the earth, back down. And that's what we do. That's how we do it, Chicago style. All right. JT, you say we should do this IRL. You're coming over. It would be fun. It would be a lot of fun. It would be a lot of fun. Man of Fire, are you ready? You said, what, it's creepy? Oh, no, you're talking about the Winnie the Pooh trailer. Winnie the Pooh killer movie. All right. And we did it. We did it. We got through. Look where we're at now. Chakra 3. Bam. 2 chakras down, 5 to go. All right. All right. I'm excited. That second chakra seems like it was dragging on. Yeah, Chad. I'll tell you what, Chad. If you buy JT a ticket, you can come with, man. You can come with if you buy JT a ticket. That's cool with me, man. You two can fly together. Okay. Yeah, and you know what? I was gonna read Grimm's fairy tales, but that's it. I'm burned out. I gotta work tomorrow. I did some options trading today for the first time in a while, and I got a lot of stuff I got to pay attention to. So yeah. Anyways, that's it. That's where we're at right now. All right, let's copy and paste this raid sign. And JT, what'd you say? Is it a raid sign or a raid call? Man. I can't. It's a raid call. It seems like a sign though, doesn't it? But it's a raid call. Raid call. Raid call. All right, we got it. Bam. All right. Bam. If you're a subscriber, copy and paste this stuff. Everyone, thank you so much. There were some follows earlier today. Aristotle, thank you so much for that raid. I much appreciate it, man. Now it's time to see who's out there in the universe. Oh, this is easy as fuck. I know exactly who we're going to rate. A buddy of mine who I haven't rated in a long time, he's only got 2 viewers right now, so he'll definitely appreciate this. JT, you know this guy well. Kevin Edward Music. We're going to send a lot of love and light his way. Thank you all so much for being here with me. This was an awesome stream. Yeah, and good. By the way, Man on Fire, good luck with tomorrow. I wish you the best. Namaste.